too much internet.
And Karina, do the intro.
Hey guys, so welcome back to another episode of TMI Podcast. I guess to my left I have Eddin Martinez, and to the bottom of me I have Hector Delgadillo. So thanks again for coming back, and again and again and again. I love you.
If I heard a podcast start like that every time,
I would watch it.
You would watch it?
I would even listen to it.
Wow, that's
Let alone
crazy.
watch it. I'd be like, yo, has to be the quietest podcast in the world.
Something you can fall asleep to.
Exactly.
And something you could fall asleep to?
Yeah.
I high key am very opposite of that. I would fall asleep to not a noisy podcast like traffic 24/7, but like I could fall asleep to people talking. I fell asleep to Brooklyn Nine-Nine last night.
You that hoe, huh?
Don't we all if we're like tired?
Is there not a show that y'all could even though it still slaps, but y'all could fall asleep to?
If I'm sleepy, I can fall asleep to anything.
anything?
You telling me when Biden got his projected win, you were just chilling?
No, I was still awake. Yeah.
You're still awake?
Still awake. Yeah.
When did that shit happen? That should happen
That
in the
happened
morning, right?
like morning, early afternoon.
But what's really morning to you?
I was up at 7 o'clock in the morning that day.
Right. But again, what is morning to you?
Morning, my ideal morning would be like 11:59
What is this,
a.m.
Tinder? The fuck? I don't want your ideal morning.
Ideal morning.
I just want to know what the morning is for you.
11:59 a.m.
That's your ideal morning?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. That's like half of the day gone.
That's none of your
59
business. That's my business.
He said,
Bruh.
it's AM.
a.m. exactly.
Not
Yeah,
PM.
11:59 a.m. So that means
All
right
right.
in 1 minute is 12 o'clock p.m. It's midday.
Time is an illusion, first of all.
I don't remember the last time what was the last time y'all stayed up throughout the whole day? Like all day, all night. This is probably an easier question for Karina, to be honest with you.
Quarantine, I don't know, maybe like last week, before I got hired.
Hey, yeah, hired. I feel like it might have been quarantine for me as well, but I don't know. I mean, I think I pulled through to 6 o'clock and then I knocked the fuck out.
Yeah,
I couldn't
like
do
that.
it. I couldn't fucking do it. Is that how you? Is that how you deal with your like insomnia?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Oh, depression?
Yeah.
Why was either of them a bad thing? It's called
They're part
being
of you.
thorough and transparent. That's what you signed up for if you subscribe to us on all of the social media platforms that we have, as well as our podcasting streaming platforms, as well as our YouTube, which we still don't have a URL code yet. But we are up to 63 subscribers, so y'all listening and watching, so we appreciate you bots.
Hey, doesn't matter. We're almost at 100.
Yeah, the robot is like beep 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 boop. This is kind of funny. Hector, yeah. What about for you? What was like the last time you were
Last time I slept, I didn't sleep.
You haven't slept the whole day.
Yeah,
I want to say the whole day. Well,
I'll say
on
24
Sunday?
hours. You didn't sleep for 24 hours.
Nah,
At
I don't. I
least.
don't remember that. But I can tell you the most recent time that I didn't sleep enough. So I only slept for like 2 hours.
So
Which
every
was
day?
Saturday. The Saturday that passed, actually, when we were drinking.
Yes.
So I ended up staying up all day, all night.
did.
And after you guys left, I pretty much stayed up because like the trains run at
After
5.
I left.
Was Karina the last one to rally?
Yeah.
But was that because Karina was knocked out? Probably.
Yeah, I knocked out in his bed.
So after you left, Karina, I took the train at 6 o'clock and I went to my friends to then go record for the church at 9. When I got to my house, I slept for like maybe like an hour or less. So it wasn't really sleep. But after that, I struggled so hard Very hard. It's math.
This is all because Karina overstayed her welcome.
You couldn't just fucking be like, yo, you gotta go.
Bro, how do you get her up though? Let's be real here. Like Karina, when she's knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, don't bother me.
Yeah. Whenever she's been late for something.
Well, like bother me if I'm overstaying my welcome.
What is that?
I'm like, don't bother me, but bother me if I'm overstaying my welcome.
I pulled out the Cool Ranch chips and just waved in front of her.
Karina. I don't know. Really, would Cool Ranch chips be that shit for her to wake up?
No.
Nah. It'd have to be like Spot.
Can you hear the baby crying?
No, I can't hear no baby crying.
crying.
Yo, you guys tell us about that baby crying because I don't know about this. And also, welcome to the Too Much Into the Podcast, your weekly fix for your strange web addictions. But you don't know about this, but Hector's been dealing with a baby that's not even his baby for the last like weeks. I mean, but you've been there for months.
Yeah, but this baby hasn't been crying like this since. No, I don't know.
Oh, right. This could be a new baby. That's how that works, right? Yeah. I just realized that. Like, that baby wasn't there last month.
So there's no way.
This month. I forgot that could happen. You could have a whole new human being in the house in a month.
Yeah.
Well, 9 months.
Well, they definitely have a whole human being within the time.
What if it's a ghost?
It's not a ghost.
What if it's not real? Have you ever seen this baby?
No, I haven't actually.
Ghost baby. Wow. Wow. So how do you shut the baby up? You put a Glock on your head?
No.
Oh.
Wow. Insane.
On your head.
A whole wall.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Put a pillow to your head.
Wildin', bro.
Yeah, how do you fall asleep?
I just fall asleep.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
No, I never really complained about like it keeping me up or anything like that.
Lying. You definitely complained about it.
I've never complained about it. All I said was that
there's
this
a
baby's
baby.
fine. I never said like, oh, this baby's keeping me up. Oh, like this baby's annoying. I mean,
you don't really complain about shit, and that's really something you've been complaining about. Enough for me to want to mention.
Not really complaining.
See, that's that baby.
It's the baby.
The baby knows.
He knows that you're talking shit.
That's very concerning because my Xbox turns on by itself too. So this is very concerning. Here.
Don't say
what just turned on by itself?
My music just started playing on my phone.
Oh, you think there's a virus on it? Not anywhere correlated to this episode somehow.
Maybe.
There are certain viruses that do that people could still have access to your stuff even though they're turned off. Yeah. Phone viruses are much more common now, by the way. Uncorrelated to this episode because we're talking about normal shit first because that's the format that you guys subscribe to. You know,
I mean, they subscribe to whatever we give them. It's not like
they just take whatever we have.
Yeah,
we kind of made a promise, didn't we, when we started doing this podcast?
Like, all right, we're gonna do a podcast where we're gonna talk shit first, and then we're gonna talk about the subject.
Bro, first of all, the first promise we agreed to was that we were gonna talk about news articles. And then I just remember today that we had a soundboard.
Broke that promise.
At one point, yeah. And then we broke that promise about articles and we started just talking shit. And then I was like, fun. I'm tired of these goddamn planes on these goddamn snakes. Because, you know, the other one's copyrighted. And then Karina started burping every episode at one point, to be honest with you. Like, she really did start doing that. And I was just like, and I would be annoyed.
Those are episodes. She does some fuck shit. I'm like, Karina.
I'm just a gassy person.
She had the glasses on, the sunglasses, and she was just fucking around.
Oh yeah, and she was just fuck shit. And then we named like 3 episodes about her.
Yeah,
and that was like Karina. That was a shame.
All the episodes are about me.
Yeah, and then we went to Mexico and we talked about it. Very, very interesting year of podcasting. But speaking of interesting year. We're still in a weird year. This shit hasn't ended yet, and this shit's over in less than 2 months. But as most of y'all already know,
it's the what's that sports term called? It's the final yard, right? That's what it's called.
It's the final yard. That must be the most unsports thing you've ever said.
This is a home run?
This isn't a home run.
The final stretch?
The final stretch.
Home stretch. There you go.
The home stretch. There you go. I mean, I guess that was close. I can't even knock her for it. Is it home stretch?
It's home stretch.
Yeah, okay. I can't even knock you for it. But where's that from? Is that like horses? Home stretch? Or is that like
That's like sports.
Race course. Yeah. So like that's like racing and shit.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Yeah, good guess.
It's
Yeah,
a
good
home
shit.
stretch.
Yeah, this is the home stretch. A weird home stretch because we now have a new president elect, which I'm very surprised about because elect president and vice president elect. There's a projections because it's still not confirmed yet, by the way. But we have president elect Biden and vice president elect Harris, which I don't know about y'all. I'm honestly surprised. I thought Trump was going to win this year.
I'm surprised.
Again, I'm surprised.
He was
I was low key surprised.
I was relieved.
Oh yeah.
Very relieved.
I was also
glad
relieved.
that.
I'd rather have it like this, where I was like, than like having my hopes up like to the heavens, and then someone going, and I'm just like falling down, and then like I land on MAGA hats. Yeah, I haven't really been sleeping a lot, guys. I'm sorry.
Yo. Damn.
I can hear my mom from the other room be like, ¿Y qué eso? Yeah. So, what do you guys think about that? Because Hector and I, we were watching fucking the projections and shit, and we saw when like things were all still kind of red, and then I woke up the next day and then Michigan was blue, and I was like, holy shit, what?
Michigan and was it Wisconsin too?
That is in Michigan. Is that not in Michigan?
Michigan and
no,
Wisconsin.
that's Detroit. What's Wisconsin?
It's a state?
To say.
Bro, I don't be thinking about these states. Let's be real here. How often do you say the word Wisconsin?
Never.
Except for now.
During elections.
Never.
Yeah, during elections. During elections, do I say the word Nevada 1,000 times? The most
Fucking
irrelevant
Nevada.
unless you're trying to go
Nevada to
right, and they're still waiting. Yeah, fuck that. Yo, Nevada fucked up, bro. They fumbled the bag OD hard. All the memes were about Nevada, and then like they fucked up, and then Pennsylvania turned blue, and everyone was like, "Who? Nevada? Who?" Yeah, who the fuck is Nevada? Nevada like didn't get a text back. Like Nevada was left on scene. Nevada was left on red. Nevada was like shared on a story, but like they didn't really tag their name. Nevada was what's another one? Nevada saw that other person share stories, but they didn't reply back to their messages. Nevada, like I'm trying to think of another one. Nevada got swiped right and then like didn't get a message reply. Nevada,
Nevada got her wig snatched.
Snatched.
I heard Wix. I was like, yo, they stole their website? I was like, Karina really trying to go hard on these internet themes? Like, that's wild.
Wix is the...
There's Wix, there's Squarespace. We're going off track. I'm trying to catch it right before we go. I was like, yeah.
To the debate. So I was like, every time I woke up in the morning, I would like constantly check the projections and be like, so has Nevada made up their mind yet, or?
Well, they knew. So what it was is that like, first of all, they knew they had eyes on them, so people were thinking like, they were like, you know what, let's take advantage of this. We have eyes on us, might as well have more eyes on us.
For what? It's not even a good light. It's not even
I mean, they got
light.
Vegas and they got
I mean, but the eyes on them weren't even in a good way. It was like in a bad way. Like, why are you taking so long?
Depends on who you're talking about. But they had. But look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather have every single vote counted.
Yeah.
I'd rather have every single vote counted.
I mean,
take your time.
Like,
I genuinely think, though. I mean, we were all just anxious and like super. What's the word? Impatient. I mean, concern is one.
I was impatient. Is like.
I mean, we were being impatient. Yeah, because we wanted them to let's be real here. As most of us being liberals here, we wanted Nevada to turn blue officially in projection.
Yeah.
Like ASAP, Rocky. Because according to a couple websites, that was like the last 6 electoral votes that Biden needed at that point to win.
Right, yeah.
So we were all just like, yo, Nevada, what the fuck, bro? What's going on?
Pennsylvania came in swinging. It was like, bitch, get out the way.
Yeah. Nevada who? Nevada who? Yeah, and then Georgia, like that surprised the shit out of me because when I hear southern states like Georgia, I'm just like racist.
Like, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But then Georgia got like Atlanta, and Atlanta got black people. So like a lot of black people lean blue more than they lean red. Karina was just like, you can't say black people. I can say black people.
Stop.
As much as they might say Spanish people, which is kind of actually wrong. I feel like when someone calls me Spanish, I do feel a little like slightly insulted. Not because Spanish is a language.
It's not really a place. I mean, a place. It is.
There's Spain, but like I'm closer to like Latin America than just Spain.
You are in Latin America.
But my last name is like a Spanish name. Martinez. We were just talking about how we have slave names right before we started this podcast.
Crazy.
It's true. What's wrong with talking about how we have slave names?
Nah.
We can't talk about us having slave names?
Nah, I don't know. You have a slave name. You have a slave name.
Delgadillo. Stop playing Delgadillo, Ramirez, and Martinez. Honestly, wow, I gotta be like that, bro.
Because you said it wrong.
You said it wrong.
You right, my bad. You want to say your slave name better?
Ramirez.
Wow. Is that worse? Which one's worse, when they say it like properly or like improperly?
Is it? I don't know.
Or Mad like, American? Because it's not really improperly. It's just really American.
Ramirez.
Because imagine if you were in school and they were like Karina. You'd be like, oh.
Karina Ramirez?
Karina Ramirez? Which is kind of nice, right?
I'm like, okay.
Or they're like Karina Ramirez?
Yeah, they would say that. I'm like, I guess that's me.
That's me.
I can't imagine being in school with Hector and they'd be like, Hector Delgadillo? Hector?
No, they wouldn't say it like that.
Hector Delgadillo?
No.
How do they say it?
Hector.
They say it like that, actually.
Hector? Is there Hector here? Hector?
Wow.
Heiser?
Hector here? Heiser.
Call me?
Is there a Hector here?
Oh, hi, is there a Hector here? I heard some German ass. I don't know what you did. Like,
I said,
I'm like, whoa.
Boy, you are deaf, my man.
Same. I heard the same thing.
How you got headphones and he don't got headphones? And I said, is there a Hector here? Heiser.
It sounded like Heiser. I'm like, whoa.
You got some ideas in your mind, boy. You got some ideas in your mind. You heard that? I want y'all to know you got some ideas, and I ain't saying no Heiser. Bring the tape back. I ain't editing that, but bring the tape back. I ain't saying nothing like that. You wildin'. You trying to make America great again, and we're not having it this year.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Stop. You guys are just incredible.
Let's be real here. Hector's the only one with red behind him. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? You got some red behind him.
He got red and blue. He makes America.
Nah, he got that blue and that little bit of red.
That's the blood of our people.
Oh, here he comes, trying to bring it back. Oh, that's the blood of our people. This guy don't even want to acknowledge his slave name. That's bugging. Slave name is kind of harsh. You get a little tense about it though.
I didn't get tense about it. I did not.
Have y'all ever realized people say like when I don't remember the last time, but I've definitely felt times where people spoke Spanish just to kind of like make me feel better, or just to make themselves feel better. Like I remember I was working for this company in Brooklyn.
What do you mean?
And they were like, I was like editing something, and then they were like, "Rápido, por favor." I'm like, ugh.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
First of all, you're telling me to do something fast.
Don't do that.
First of all, you're telling me to do something fast, and then you said it in Spanish. Like, is that supposed to make me feel better? Yeah, he botched it. OD hard. And can you guess what he was? He was white. He was white. I mean, look, white people. First of all, I've seen mad white people who can speak Spanish really well, and mad Chinese people. I've seen mad Chinese people who can speak Spanish really well, yo. Straight up.
There's a legit community in DR.
Oh yeah,
there's a community everywhere. There's a Chinatown in Mexico.
Chinese people are everywhere, bro.
Like I remember there was a spot in the Heights we used to particularly buy Chinese food from because the one dude spoke really good Spanish. Straight up. I remember that from my childhood. That shit's closed down now. Shout out to them though. Regardless. That being said, look, going back to it, before we go to this week's topic, they are the projected winners. I do personally feel like there's like a relief. There's a relief somehow. I need to look into their policies even further because I am one of those people, and I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a person who saw what Trump's representation publicly was, and I was like, that's not the president I want in my life. The people who backed him up the shit he was saying. And if you just kind of, I remember just watching just mad videos the last few days about how Donald Trump came to who he became to be, like the rise and falls of his industries and his businesses, the people who he associated himself with. A lot of people think liberals are being brainwashed. Not great people. Not great people at all.
Not great people.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. The more I looked into that shit, I'm like, oh, I get why he became president. I see how you become like a celebrity could 100% become a president. The right celebrity.
I mean,
that was Donald
obviously.
Trump. Because he was loved by a lot of people. Because he was a celebrity. He was a personality. People, they like most like of the most simple conservatives, or maybe Republicans, or maybe even racist people, because they intermingle, but they're not exactly each other. They'll be like, oh, he says what it is. And I'm like, there's a difference between saying what it is and then you're straight up being a fuckhead as our president.
Facts.
But
Straight.
yeah, that being said, I got to look more into these policies. Trump's past policies, because he's going to be up by January. Biden's policies, Harris policies, people who are coming up soon in the future, their policies.
We gotta make sure that we check them.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll walk away willingly?
He has to.
You think he's gonna start some shit? I don't think so.
I mean, he said he's gonna. He's gonna go to court because of that stupid shit.
Going to court will be interesting, because I feel like they were never. We all kind of predicted this, where either side was just not gonna accept it. But like the way he does shit, he hits the propaganda light fast, which is scary. Because when you got people like what Hitler was, and you see what they did, and you see what Trump does, you're just like, you got this guy gaslighting quick. You got this guy making claims on Twitter quick, saying that he's gonna sue. Then actually, he did sue a couple of states, which kind of halted things a bit. But it was funny because then he was like, stop the count. But there were still a lot of like mail-in ballots that need to be counted in, and a lot of people think that's a hoax. And how is it that 100%? Like, it's weird. I was talking to somebody on Facebook the other day, and he was saying, all y'all who voted Biden Harris are brainwashed, blah 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 blah. I mean, he had his own beliefs about abortion and all that jazz, and I was looking into it because I mean, I'm gonna look at perspective. If you really believe that shit, there's a reason, right? Whether you're religious, whether you're super conservative, or there's probably some sort of policy that you're really sticking straight to. But I can't just be like, oh, you're right, or you're wrong. I gotta understand. I always want to take that second. But as of, say that one more time.
Did you understand?
Sort of. I spoke to you guys about it when we met up, when it was talking about the abortion stuff. Like, from what one person might claim is like a human being, another person might not claim it as a human being. Because as far as I know, when it comes to abortions, it's really not till maybe up to like 3 months of that baby forming, or not even baby forming, till that being is forming, that they're like, all right, we can't have an abortion now. You can't have an abortion anymore. Yeah, there's technicalities when it comes to that, but then some people believe there's no technicalities to human life. You can't put science to it, and you can, but it's that whole moral shit. And I've told y'all that I've given up on that shit when it comes to like politics, because if we wanna toss morals into politics, then abortion is all mad fucked up. Technically, abortion is fucked up because you're killing a life.
Is it real life?
I mean, you're killing a life. There's a life there that you're killing. Is it a baby? Is it a full-born human being? No, from my understanding. Cells. Say that again.
It's just a bunch of cells, but
and that's what I said to you when we all met up. It's a bunch of cells to somebody else's life. But where I fall in terms of that conversation is more so like, and this is the liberal in me, because that's kind of the stance, is it's a woman's choice. Yes. Some people see that as an excuse to keep going with abortions. And a lot of people, when they talk about abortion, they spew all these numbers, like hundreds of thousands of black babies, particularly, mad people killing babies. I'm sick of tired of seeing babies dying. And I'm just like, I understand that, but like, that's a choice someone has.
So why don't they save the babies that are actually dying of starvation that are currently living? Why don't they save those babies instead of overpopulating the planet with more babies that we can't afford to feed?
I feel like what they might say is just like, then don't have sex irresponsibly, which I could kind of agree with that. Sort of. Accidents happen, but then like now we're dealing with other people's accidents. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough. It's really on what you depend a baby is, or what a zygote is, or what's the real technicality. There's no real technicality. That's why a lot of people are like fighting for it, because it's in a way against human rights for a woman specifically. It's like you're arresting her, or finding her for having a baby or not having a baby, particularly. Mm-hmm. It's just tough. People, that conversation is where I thought I was like, oh yeah, but it's a woman's choice. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Somebody might not think that's a baby or that is a baby, etc. But it's like what you said, like, who's gonna take care of it? Who's gonna do all of that? But then it's just a lot of stuff. It's just so much. That conversation is so deep. The last tweets Trump came out with was 11 hours ago, which I don't know proper context for, but I'm gonna try and find something.
What he said.
He's been golfing, isn't he?
I mean, I don't know. Has he been golfing?
He's been golfing. He's been chilling.
He just retweeted something.
He was golfing when the announcement was made that Biden was president-elect.
Shit like that happens. What was Biden doing? Just chilling in the office, waiting for him to be president.
Yeah, he was literally waiting. Yeah,
he's excited.
Republicans don't let Andrew McCabe continue to get away with totally criminal activity. I don't know who Andrew McCabe is, so I'm not even going to pretend that I know what exactly this tweet is. Do you guys know about that?
Andrew McCabe? No.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, so I'd be absolutely lying if I try to go in on that. A lot of people were trying to stop the vote, but they knew that tons of these mail-in ballots were in favor of Biden, because he was like, yo, mail in your ballot. Even Trump himself mailed in his ballot. Understandably, he is the president of the United States. What does he look like trying to go in there?
What's funny is that in some states, some of Trump's supporters were like, stop the count, and some of them were like, every count votes, because they were losing. And then it was like, that's so funny how like they can't come to an agreement of what to do. And it just kind of speaks for like him as a president. It just
he has a nation.
Doesn't make sense.
Even the people within his own party.
Nothing makes sense.
Hector?
How divided he has the nation, even the people in his own party.
Exactly.
I mean, we're all divided, but that I feel like that case for those few days, they seemed like exceptional sore losers. When Hillary lost, which I didn't really have much hopes from the way it was going that night compared to this night, when it came to this election, I was like, fuck, they really voted this dude in. It was the day of that, the final day, the day of the 2016 election.
Do you think it's because they really hated Hillary that much, or they were like tired of our typical president and wanted something?
Well, yeah, different. This country likes switching up every 8 years. It just so happened. It just so happened this time it was Trump.
Also would be a switch up because it would be a female president, but like
she falls closer to liberal views, though. Like, she's part of the Democratic Party. Like, she's closer to liberal views. So it's like you had Obama for 8 years, which is very liberal views. Like, this country at one point, even people who are left want to go a little right, and then just like, fuck it, we'll have Trump. I mean, they had it for 4 years, and they were like, ooh, yeah, we don't want that for 4 more years. But he can still run in 2024 if he wanted to. You can't be president more than twice.
Back to back.
Yeah, you can't. You could, in general, it doesn't have to be back to back. You just can't be president more than twice. So he could do another 4 years if you really wanted to.
In 2024?
If you wanted to. I don't know if there's a cap particularly, but I don't know.
No cap.
No cap. No, if there's no cap, then this man can be president whenever he wants to. Last thing before we get into...
Maybe a cap between like how much of a time between the first time he ran and the second time he runs. Maybe there's a cap there.
Can you look that up real quick, if you don't mind? So I can ask you guys one last question, and then we'll go into the topic this week, which is viruses. What? Go figure. I know we kind of talked about it earlier. We're talking about viruses today, computer viruses in particular, computer and internet viruses. So grab your PC and Mac if you're ready. When it comes to this election, right? Do you guys feel like for the future, because obviously this more so favored us as liberals, but I feel like this should be good for everybody. Because everyone, I don't care if you're Republican. I care if you're racist, but I don't care if you're Republican, racist, whatever. You are a citizen of this country. Do you think that kind of spread of availability when it comes to mail-in ballots should be throughout every election? Coronavirus or not, quarantine or not? Because this is what slowed it down this year. But I do feel like a count like that makes more sense. Because how was it more exact? I mean, it's basically the same process. There's just more mailed-in ballots. I don't know if things changed. But should we be able to do that?
What was the question?
Should people do mail-in ballots no matter what? That's just an option.
I think we do have mail-in ballots no matter what.
They had to. So this year, because of the virus, they had an exception of like. I feel like there's particular reasons why you couldn't do a mail-in ballot. If you're just a standard old citizen, I don't think you could do it. You had to have like some sort of disability or health reasons, etc. But this year, because of coronavirus, like all I had to do was like, when I did it, even though I went to drop it in, I just had to be like, mail-in ballot. But if you can't do it overseas though, I think you can't do overseas. I think you have to be in the United States to actually do the whole thing, Bob. You can't have an international. That would be very conflicting, understandably. But like, you can't have an international ballot set. Like, it has to be within the states. That's why UPS was having a lot of shit too. Do you guys think we should do that again, or should we go back to like exceptional cases and then like full on voting?
If it makes it more accessible for certain people, then yeah, why not?
What if it just why I ask this because it slows down the process.
I mean, I think that's a small sacrifice for the what's it called? The
result, or like a more accurate result.
Yeah, I guess so.
Pay for the
small price to pay for the what's that fucking? This is gonna bother me all day. Okay. But for the final result, like the ultimate result. Of who
would be president.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like every 4 years it should be something like this, where it goes on for days. People are counting, take their fucking time, count every single vote, make it right, make it legal. Because that was another shit.
So should we do early voting every 4 years or just a one day?
You guys can tell me, but I don't know. Before we hit to whatever Hector might have found. Hector, what did you find? Or did you find anything about that?
I'm struggling to find anything on this.
Yeah, it's okay. Throw it away.
They probably can just like vote. They give them at any time.
Yeah.
It's just a matter.
Oh yeah.
Too.
That's cool. I think early voting was always possible. I don't know. Do you guys know that?
I don't think so. I think it's just a one day. Right?
It was just a one day.
Early voting.
Unless you did mail in.
You guys know that, right? Early voting was all week. The whole week.
I'm saying, has it always? What Eddin asking is, has it always been like that? Early voting. We haven't had that in like the past years.
I wouldn't say that it's a no because I'm not sure, but they just promoted things a lot more this year because they want everybody to vote. But I'm not gonna say that early voting was a thing.
Yeah, it was a super heavy fucking promotion of voting this year, 100, no doubt. Real quick, there are 6 states that don't offer pre-election day in-person voting, which is Connecticut, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. The difference between states when it comes to early voting is just how many days before the election day you can actually vote up to. So maybe like 3 days before election day, you can't early vote anymore or something like that. But most early voting time periods are 4 days to 45 days or the average is 19 days. So within 19 days, you could vote early before 3 days of the actual election day. So it's shit like that. It's kind of complicated, but I guess most people could early vote. I just don't think it was popularized.
No, it wasn't. Como signed it into law on January 24, 2019.
So right before the virus went like hard body. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, so New York wasn't a state that was available for early voting.
Not until last year.
Oh wow, interesting. Cool. Well, that's enough politic talks. But that being said, let's move on to the topic of today, which is viruses. We're not talking about coronavirus. We're talking about computer virus. Have you guys ever had a virus on your computer?
On my computer, not on my computer when I was a kid.
Any of them, because clearly it sounds like you had one when you were a kid.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced my fair share of viruses.
Nice.
My computer, nice. Because
el porno. A little bit of porn. A little bit of porn. Just a little bit. Just a smidge of porn and a little bit of trying to find some illegal games or whatever. Not illegal games.
LimeWire.
But just playing.
LimeWire.
Definitely LimeWire.
We'll definitely talk about
LimeWire. Frostbite. I think it was Frostbite after that.
Frostwire. Yeah. LimeWire.
Frostbite. Oh yeah,
ShareBear. Oh, I remember ShareBear.
I don't know about ShareBear, but these all have to rhyme. Is that what that is?
Was before LimeWire.
Oh, I didn't know that. You're showing your age. Just saying.
Suck my whole dick.
I knew about ShareBear. What do you mean?
You're showing your age, and just to let you know.
But yeah, so because of these little things in my Microsoft computer, Microsoft computer, I had to specify that. That I was always Microsoft. You know why? We'll get into it. But yeah, I've had my fair share of viruses. Karina, how about you?
I think I have like one or two, but then I installed antivirus software and everything was cool. Yeah.
But didn't you have to pay for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it. Well, not I didn't buy it because I was
why is that? I feel like some people are not cheap, but like the idea of spending money to protect your items sounds like ridiculous.
Like you bought that?
Like I remember when Hector was buying his recent computer, I was like, "Yo, bro, you spending over $1,000 on this computer, get that $75 Apple Key." He was like, "Nah, that's crazy."
It was mad money. It was not $75.
How much was it?
A lot more.
But anyways, you got it, and it served a purpose later on.
Because why, Karina? What his dumb ass do? Because this is some dumb. Let's be real. I felt bad when it happened, but this is some dumb shit you did. Realistically, Karina, what he do?
You legit put. What was it, like a clamp on your screen?
Hold up. No, I didn't actually.
A clamp on your screen.
This isn't your time to talk. Karina's explaining.
And it fucking broke.
Bro, not even a clamp, bro. He took like so you could get. So I got Hector. I got both of them surprise gifts that Karina never uses, so she could suck my dick.
What was it?
The fucking are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? This you want to see how people want to treat you? This is how Karina be treating me, bro. No, but I got you a mixed drink set that you can like. Remember when you were making your syrups and shit? So I was like, you can make mixed drinks.
That's for alcohol.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know when we can use it, but that's for later. We can talk about that later.
But I got him that. Yeah, I got him that bullshit, right? Which I'm not gonna lie, it's much bigger than I thought. And it's pretty good.
For me, I know.
I mean, that's why I got it for you because I was like, yo, you should make more videos and shit. And he was like, ooh, let me put it in my computer screen. And that shit broke, bro. So he was clamping that shit on his computer screen for some reason.
Clamping it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the only word I could use.
What I was doing was putting it on top of.
Using what? A clamp.
No, do it again. Do it again. Break your shit.
Okay.
No.
I was doing this, right? I was putting this here so that the phone, because I was using my phone initially because I was using this camera. I was using my phone, so I was using that Epcot cam.
It's an app that lets you use your iPhone as a webcam.
As a camera, and so I was using that. because it had better quality, and I was just trying to get it so that it could be stabilized and secure on top of my laptop.
And surely enough, you secured a cracked screen.
Surely enough, secured a big ass, small ass crack on my screen. And
that fucking made his shit go black.
Shit so bad,
bro. We over here thinking about the fear of a computer virus. This dude cracked his screen.
I cannot see nothing,
bro. So how do we even get to that? But yeah, this guy, bro.
Paying money to protect your computer.
Pay money. So he got Apple Care, and guess what? He got his shit done for free in like a week.
Yes,
it was for free.
I paid for it though. It's not.
What did you pay for?
I paid for
as opposed to paying almost like $2,000.
Yeah.
You hear that shit?
What?
Do you hear that noise?
Bro, I think he's going crazy. He's talking about the baby.
Just turned on again on its own. You can't see it, but it's
what?
Oh, the Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think the sensor on the Xbox is probably all fucked up. That's probably why. I think you have to get an Xbox Series X.
That's money. I'll probably get the S if anything.
I would definitely get the S as well.
It's cheaper, right?
You pay like almost $200 less to be in the next gen. Hell yeah. That being said, we're talking about computer viruses. Really quick from Wikipedia, a computer virus is a type of computer program that when executed replicates itself by modifying other computer programs and inserting its own code. When the replica succeeds, the affected areas are then said to be quote unquote infected, go figure, with a computer virus. There are three. That's right, tres. Major and common types of computer viruses. One is malware, another one is botnets, and then the other one is scareware. You guys might have, and I'm talking about you too. Scareware, yeah. So commonly when it comes to scareware, I'll go from down to up because malware is just mad simple. Scareware is like a fake antivirus. So if you guys ever went on porn sites or sites maybe you're not supposed to go to, or just some fishy sites, getting some like some subs not dubs anime for illegal, you know, watching some illegal. When was the last time you watched illegal movies? It's been a minute for me because let's be real here. There's no more movies. Movies is done. Movies is fucking done, bro. I'm sorry, Karina. I know, but let's be real here. Movies is done.
The film industry come back.
But it's coming back slowly.
They got fucked this year.
It's going back slowly.
Netflix secured the bag this year, and so did Hulu, and I don't think Disney Plus secured it back.
Yo, Netflix got it. They keep coming out with shit. I'm like, yo, how much did you guys do filming pre-corona?
Bro, but that's the thing, though. You know what they do, right? They just buy it. They just buy the product, and then they put it up, and then they just call it a Netflix original. That's it. That's all they do. They don't really just film that shit. But that's smart. Because then they get all these originals and everyone's like, yo, Netflix got it like that? Bruh, because they know that they have projections of like how many people, look at me, projections. They have projections of how many people will like actually watch whatever content they display. So they just put the Chappelle Show right back on. Well, they just put the Chappelle Show on Netflix. Chappelle ain't getting none of that. But that being said, they know that there's comedy fans that would love to watch that shit because of nostalgia, right? So they
how can they just go on his show on Netflix and
they don't. They pay Comedy Central. Comedy Central owns the rights to Chappelle's shit.
And Comedy Central's not going to pay Chappelle?
No, because his contract was all fucked. Which is what happened to him. That's why he went to like Africa at one point. I don't know if y'all know about that, but he actually went back to Africa and then like was just like
he went MAI for a while.
Yeah. And they like, but he like he left Africa with mad money in his pocket, but he still wanted to do the show. But that being said, yeah, Netflix bought mad shit. Fucking movie industry is done. Computer viruses, scareware, porn, fake movie sites. We're back. Anyways,
wait, I wanted to.
Yeah, go.
Go ahead, go.
Because you guys mentioned about antivirus.
Yes.
The reason I didn't, because I was poor once. One thing. But the other thing was that
this guy, bro. Do we feel bad for you because you were poor once?
I'm just saying, I'm poor now, but like antivirus programs,
you ain't poor now.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're all poor.
I'm poor. I'm just not broke. This is the difference.
First of all, broke is less worse than poor. Poor, you know what poor is? You can't eat.
Poor, bro.
That's poor. You're millennial broke. You ain't poor.
It's like the whole. What am I? I'm middle class. What is it?
Hector, you can afford to live a place outside of your actual home. You're
middle.
broke.
Are you saying middle class?
Yes. We're all middle class here. Yes.
No, we're not.
We are not. You don't.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Nah.
Karina, you didn't have. No, time out. No.
We're not middle class.
Time out. Hold up. You are able to afford to live outside of your home and pay rent when you could have just lived home. That's some broke shit.
I never said broke. I said I'm not broke.
That's some poor shit.
That's some poor shit.
No, it's not. No, some poor shit is like you can't. That everybody in that family has to work every single day, every single minute, because every single dollar counts to have to live.
Me.
That's
poor, right? Some poor shit. You ain't worked for it until now, buddy.
Thanks to the government, though.
Bruh, no. Y'all ain't gonna be fake poor up in this podcast, but like you were saying,
I could be in the upper portion of poor. Is that okay with you?
It ain't up to what's poor. Okay with me.
You're the one middle class problem with this.
Because I'm not middle class. Because poor is like you can't afford to live, bruh. That's real poor. You didn't have a single bite in your fucking like stomach for like a day. Like you couldn't afford to eat.
That's struggling to survive. That's broke.
That's not broke. First of all,
no, that's not broke. Yeah, see what I'm saying? That ain't broke. Broke. You might be broke. Broke. I can understand. Broke because like maybe like you can't get like you gotta like even a 4 for $4 ain't broke shit. Like broke shit is like you can't even afford dollar menu shit. That's broke.
Yeah, that's broke.
You know, poor is like you can't even eat Wendy's.
But I can.
Because you ain't poor.
Yo. Yes,
you work today?
No.
Right. So you ain't poor because you could afford a day off.
No, it's what I
get. Give me the day off.
They don't give me more than 5 days, so this is my day off. What do you mean?
You would have another job to work. You ain't poor, bro.
Back to antivirus programs. Suck my whole dick. You have to pay annually for that. It's not like you can get it once and then you're good. It's a constant.
Back then it wasn't. Back then it wasn't an annual thing. You would just buy the program and that's it. But now it's annual.
How much you paid?
So I actually pay $50 a year, and because I bought a PC and that I was like I was with that same speculation of you guys, which is PCs only get viruses and not Mac, but you could get the antivirus for both, which is cool. You could transfer it over to like 5 different computers instead of just buying one license, right, for just one computer, which is great. But that being said, an antivirus is definitely useful and could have been useful for you. But like, what did the virus do to your computer back then, if you remember?
Me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's okay. I mean, it fucked your shit up.
Shit would just pop up, and like, it would, like a lot of pop-ups, a lot of those ad pop-ups.
Yeah.
It would just be slow.
Right.
For that. Like,
that's why I wanted to start with scareware in comparison to like that would be malware trojans. What you're talking about. So scareware is a fake antivirus program, which often refers as to scareware. It's the third and arguably most irritating leg of the malware stool. That is because scareware is particularly to what it says, scare you. So what will happen is that you'll have like a screen pop up on your web browser. If you don't have like, do you guys have ad blockers? Because I have an ad blocker.
I have an ad blocker.
Do you, Karina?
I think so.
You can pay for it.
What will happen? What do you mean?
Donations. You can pay
you can donate if you want to.
I feel bad that I don't get donations. It's like I'm using it constantly.
I want to digress so badly, but I've definitely donated to Wiki before. I don't know if you guys ever seen Wiki like ask for donations.
Wikipedia.
Because that shit's free as fuck, bruh.
So much information for free.
There'll be other
for free. What?
Wikipedia?
Yeah, Wikipedia is free as fuck.
Yeah, but there's other sites who give you information.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm sure if Wikipedia couldn't afford this shit and it will come down, like there'll be another site that pops up and gives us a
but then you got people who could like help. Like, I mean, just because something's sustaining stuff doesn't mean you can't give it extra help.
How much you donated?
Like $5.
All right. You get
$5. That's a whole chopped cheese. What you mean?
Look at this rich guy talking. Donating $5.
Oh, that's rich guy shit?
Yeah, it's rich guy shit.
Donating $5 to Wikipedia is rich guy shit.
Meal, bro. Come on.
That's a 4 for $4.
Yeah.
On some poor shit, apparently.
They tax that shit, so it's not really 4 for $4. It's like it's $4.15.
guy's so type. Say he poor getting a 4 for 4 from Wendy's. You eat Frosties and burgers. You tell me you poor?
I don't get
You know what's poor?
Frosties,
Spam, bro. Spam. Vienna
spam
sausages.
is disgusting.
Eating cup. Poor people can't do that, bro. They can't just be like, "This is disgusting." Yeah, they have to afford disgusting if they need to. The hell? You never
Where
just.
else we can find spam on the internet?
I'm dumb, bro.
Back to the viruses.
Yes. Okay. Scareware scares the shit out of you, but it mainly targets older people. So when older people don't know how to, so I've actually had a lady in my building who didn't understand what scareware was, and what happens is like a pop-up comes in, kind of takes control of your computer. Realistically, you could just like force quit the application, but they don't know how to do that, and it'll take over the computer and be like, "Oh, you got a virus, you got to call this number. You call this number. It's a fake antivirus thing, usually Indian people, like straight up." And there's even YouTube channels. That ain't some racist shit. It's literally usually people like Indian people, and because they make guap from this. They make guap from this, and they'll be like, "Oh, you got some virus. You got to pay us like $200 and we'll clear it up." They'll fake some shit, make it look like it's real, and then they just take your money. And I remember when this lady told me that, I was like, "Bruh," and I felt so bad to have to tell her. I'm like, "They jacked your shit. They jacked your money." That was literally it. There was no viruses.
She paid the $200?
Yes, bruh. She paid the money. She was like, "Oh, it was a really nice guy." I'm like, "Of course they're nice, because they want to take your fucking money, bruh." That's really it.
Just quick. I'm sorry to interrupt again.
No, please.
Based off of pewresearch.org,
yeah, I
am in the lower income tier.
I knew he was about to go back into this. You're what?
Of adults, along with 30% of adults in New York.
Say that one more time. You're what?
I am in the lower income tier, along with 30% of adults in New York, New Jersey area.
Because you work retail.
Because of what I make in my household income, right?
Are you talking about? So you're talking about a one-person household?
Regardless.
No, because you acting like you live by yourself, like you ain't paying shmishma amount of rent a month. You ain't paying what a lot of people are paying rent, and some of y'all not paying rent.
What I make.
That's not
what tier?
Like that's insulting to actual legitimate people who are in actual low wealth.
You're saying
you're not poor. No, you're not poor.
No, I am.
You're not poor.
You're poor.
That's ethically. You don't think that's ethically wrong to say you're poor when you could literally go back home?
Struggling.
That's broke.
My parents are poor.
That's okay.
Are they not?
I don't know about that. I don't know about
We're definitely not middle class. We're definitely not middle class.
So they're poor.
So
to say poor is right. Let's change the name. We're lower income.
We're lower income.
I'm lower income.
Yeah, I mean, okay, fine. You can.
But it's the same thing as poor.
Because let's be real. No. But like, let's be real. Poor doesn't. Wouldn't you think poor is like, even like movies? Poor people are like, "Yo, can I please have some more food?" Like you ain't outside waiting. You ain't out over here at the fucking pantry to get food because you can't afford a single fucking piece of grocery. You feel me? Like you go get your shit in bulk.
Yeah.
Right from Costco. You think that's some poor shit? You think Costco, where you afford a monthly membership to shop or yearly membership to shop, is poor shit?
Pay for that.
Right, your fucking parents pay for that.
That doesn't make them middle class.
That doesn't make them poor.
They're lower income.
Fine, I'll say lower income, but
change the terminology. Can we agree on poor? It's still poor.
Bruh, no, bruh.
All right.
We're deviating.
I'm gonna let it go. No, because poor makes it. That's insulting for you to say you're poor when like other people are legit. Like they have to work almost every hour of the day to make means. That's real poor, yo. Like people in like this is probably the most stereotypical shit, but like people in third world countries who are like where like to the dollar is like maybe always like pesos, bro. Think about poor people in Mexico, Karina, compared to Hector poor. What's real poor?
I mean, if you're gonna compare it to every other world, and like we're doing better than people in Mexico, people in DR, people in other third world countries. So I'm not
talking about here in America. We are poor.
Than them.
You think you're
people that live here?
Here.
People in New York City, There are people who are middle class, higher income, people who are doing much better than I am. I am poor.
Just because there's people doing better than you doesn't mean you're just poor.
What am I?
There's always going to be people doing better than you at some way.
Good or rich, I'm good.
But I would rather agree on the whole fact that you are in the lower economical stance.
I'm lowering.
But poor, like.
But poor isn't.
You're broke. I can say you're broke. You're not. Well, you're not broke.
I'm not broke.
You ain't broke. Because broke means like you can't afford shit.
Yeah.
Right, but you can afford shit.
Okay.
Bro, you bought mad shit from Amazon the other day.
Who's no?
Yes, what you mean? This man got a stand for his Xbox when that shit could have stayed on the floor. That's some poor shit. Oh, now you quiet because I called you out.
We're going back to
Karina got bubble tea today.
I really did not, though.
Damn, that was a guess. I was really hoping I was right. You got bubble tea this week?
No.
Fuck. There ain't no bubble tea near where you work?
It's a walk.
You come on, you wouldn't do it for bubble tea?
If I felt like it.
I'm surprised she hasn't done it yet. Because you work in Queens, and I know there's mad bubble teas there. Mad Cocos and VVs.
Not where I work.
Not where you're by?
No.
What do they have, like Dunkin'?
Yeah.
Ew.
That poor shit.
Wow. Wow. Anyways, there's botnets. There's botnets. The web is also where you are risking contracting a drive-by bot infection that will enlist your computer as an agent in a fraudster's arsenal. So botnets are essentially when they are able to compromise. You guys use Gmail or Chrome or anything like that? Do you guys save your passwords on your browsers?
Yeah.
There's a way where they could compromise your login accounts. There's when you log in, what essentially happens, and shout out to my boy Joseph who helped me understand this like last week. What happens is that when you log in your password, when you put your username and your password, there's an encryption that goes through to that website, and your website, and that website finds the other piece of the encryption, and they put it together. They don't actually see you putting _McSwag and your password is password. They see like two different lines of encryption, and it goes through. But what can happen is that there is a virus called a botnet, which essentially what happens is like they infect your PC, and then they keep taking all your information from it. They're seeding it, which is why people were telling you, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but don't use LimeWire or FrostWire or what was the last one yesterday? Cumbear? ShareBear. Don't use ShareBear because you could see that info, but at that same time when you're seeding it, which is like someone could get your info. Yeah, someone could get your info and shit like that, right? So it's used for ID theft, extortion, industrial espionage, and finding other websites to infect. So industrial espionage. Yeah, and then they could even get into your fucking bank account if they really wanted to, you know. Then
some dark web kind of shit here.
This is low-key some dark web type of shit because there's some people who pay money for that shit, which there are a couple of really weird and really crazy viruses that I want to go into before we go into the history and the stats. But lastly, the most common one are called Trojans. And this is from livescience.com. Ground zero for malware is the internet itself. The web is by far the most common vector for malware infection. It is the most universal thing that is involved with all the cyber bad guy activity in the web. You don't even have to click anywhere. You could download malware by accident. 100%. I'm sure you might have some malware somewhere if you use some fishy website. And let's be real here. Yeah, we might have all used some fishy website, even just looking up the dark web shit we looked up the other day. But what they could do is they'll like if you go somewhere and download a file, what they'll do is put in like this is common from my end is put another button that says download, and then it'll download a whole different file that's exactly what you wanted. And then you'll open that shit up, and then bam, your computer's infected. That's it. It's that easy. A Trojan downloader is the most common malicious software to get hit with, and a Trojan is any program that pretends to be something other than what it really is. A downloader is a program that downloads another program. It is like Robin Hood. He shot an arrow with a string over a tree branch, and he used the string to drag up a rope, and then the rope to drag up to a basket of stuff. Do you guys understand why it's called a Trojan?
Yes.
Think about it.
Trojan
Why?
horse.
Yeah, like a Trojan horse. So it pretends to be something else. It goes into your computer, and then
You know about the Trojan horse?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
you're talking
from
about Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's what.
No,
that's the
Trojan
example.
horse is not from Robin Hood.
No, that's not from Robin Hood. Those are two different
It's
things.
from Greek mythology.
The
I'm just saying,
analogy for Robin
No, it's
Hood
not
is just one
mythology,
one
just
thing
history,
leading to another.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, the analogy is one thing leading to another. So you could use the arrow, but the arrow would have a rope, and you could use the rope to climb up the arrow and then go over the wall, shit like that. So it's basically one thing that gets executed, which is why if you guys download shit on your Windows, they're all execution files, but you'll see .exe. So that's right. So that's execute. You execute the program. The program is a downloader. It downloads the virus. Your computer's infected, and then that's why you see your shit getting like slow. Because sometimes when you're infected with especially botnets, that's why a lot of shit feeds through. A lot of shit is feeding through in and out of your computer, which is really problematic because then you could be feeding out your info, personal info, credit card info, logins, your OnlyFans shit. Like you could just have so many things be fed throughout. Now, from the top 10 most dangerous cyber viruses of all time, I'm going to give you guys the top 3 on this list because everything else is just really quick. One is called a crypto locker. So a crypto locker ransomware was released in September 2013 and it spread through all the email attachments and encrypted the users' files so they couldn't access them. The virus is a dangerous form of ransomware. Do you guys know what ransomware is? No. Have you guys ever had someone that was affected by ransomware? It's so what happens is like your stuff will be inaccessible. Very similar to what I told you guys before with scareware. Right? But scareware, you can still force quit and you're fine. With ransomware, they lock your shit up and then they're like, yo, if you don't pay this amount of money, then all your shit gets deleted.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's, I would say, a 50-50 chance of your shit actually being able to get deleted, or it just is hidden somewhere that you might not be finding it if you're a casual computer user. And so something like that is where it's scary. That's why it's called a crypto locker, because it's encrypted.
So like whenever I like look up stuff on Shmornshop, you sometimes you get like a window behind it that's like, oh, your iPhone has blah 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 viruses.
Yeah, so that is part of scareware. That's exactly that.
I just kind of exit out. I'm like, okay.
Exit the tab. Now that's the thing, right? If you don't know that shit and you're an older person, because there's a lot, or younger person, and you see that shit and you can't exit out, you get fucking scared because sometimes that shit plays a sound like, oh, your phone has been infected. They've really grown in the last 20 years when it comes to shit like that, because they know people have iPhones. People are watching porn on their phones, and there's the adoption of mobile sites, so they know when they should share like a mobile site version or a regular version. So that's how they fuck you up. But luckily with shit like that, a crypto locker, like you have to like, it has to be through an actual file exchange. So that's where scareware is different from crypto locker, or ransomware, because you're not actually downloading a file. Right. Then there's Plug X. It's a remote access Trojan, which is also, it's called a rat, right?
A rat.
All it is, como un ratón, but like just rat. That's what a rat sounds like to you?
I messed that up.
I thought our rat is called Mickey. Anyways, so a Plug X, right? All it is that someone could plug into your computer anytime, any day. But that shit is really scary if you are using your business computer, because if you do have very sensitive information, you could get an example is a phishing email, right? Same thing, which is just like it's an email sent out to mad people, right? And then it's just exactly to just track in, get other people, capture them, and then like you're sending out emails to everybody else, and it's a chain that just doesn't get broken until someone just goes, hey, I'm not gonna share it. So if you have a friend like that, keep them, because they might help you from something like that. Then there's the weirdest one that I saw, which is Zeus Game Over. Zeus virus is part of the Zeus family of malware and viruses, and it was discovered in 2011. The virus virus is a form of malicious software that targets Microsoft Windows. Shut up. Spam messages and drive-by downloads are two main methods of infection. The main purpose of the Zeus virus is to access the victim's sensitive bank account details, steal all of their funds, and the virus can bypass any centralized servers and create independent servers to send sensitive information, and the victim cannot even trace his or her stolen data. Also, in some cases, Zeus can download ransomware that encrypts your files and demands money for in exchange for unlocking them. Yeah, it's a lot of ways you could get, but this is also the way you guys could get into those viruses or get those viruses are just going into really crazy websites. An easy way in which, if you guys haven't watched our dark web episode, is by going through that, because you're clicking through different links. There's a lot of links that if you don't know what they are, it could say one thing and then you could lead to that. So it could be like, oh, cute puppies, right? Then you click the link and it is cute puppies, but you don't know that in the background you're downloading some shit that could really fuck up your computer, and you could, and then exactly, and it's a Trojan. Let me hit you guys real quick before we go into the history.
You're gonna hit us? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all with the 5 weirdest Trojans. Right?
Trojans.
Now I'm not gonna hit you all 5, but I'm gonna hit you with a couple of random ones. Sir Knight.
Sir Knight.
Sir Knight. Last year, an unusual form of malware, last year being 2019, came to light. We should call it goodware, and it's called Wi-Fi Attach, infected Wi-Fi routers and other connected devices and patched them. Right. In addition to updating the devices, the program left a message to owners recommending to change their passwords and update firmware. The problem here is that people often left the default passwords on their connected devices. Right. So the Trojan, right. So which is why I call it Sir Knight. The Trojan would be like, yo, change your password. Right. It would hit you with that message. But a lot of people would just use the same exact passwords over again because they were too lazy. So once they were like, all right, cool, thanks for putting in the same exact password, right? Using the same exact password, and then being like, you know what? Guess we could go in, huh? So, right? There's another one that, where the fuck is it? There you go. I always wanted to I keep fucking it up when I was reading this. Say this word out loud for me. KVETCHING. KVE. Kvetching.
Okay, just go with that.
A kvetching Trojan. While most Android banking Trojans try to stay under the radar, there was one that looked rather different, and it tried victims' very last nerves. This Trojan started like many others, slipping into the smartphone, posing as a useful app. Right. Then the malware continuously pestered victims by asking them to grant it admin privileges. When the user closed one window, the Trojan opened another one, and then another one, and then another one. And the only way to stop it was to power down the phone, restore it to factory default settings, or to grant the request rights to the pesky app. But then obviously, once you guys grant the access, you could take a guess of what would happen when it comes to a Trojan virus. Lastly is a sociable malware. Even the simplest malware can bring an emotional response. For example, a classic Skype Trojan simply sent the message hi to everyone in its victim's contact list. Each time they were online, the result was predictable. The friends and acquaintances responded, mostly simultaneously. For some users, it was a terrible experience. They called malware the worst virus an introvert could face. Right? I'm sure you guys have gotten random messages from on Facebook when someone's like, yo, I think this video is you. I think you're in this video. You ever gotten that before?
Yeah.
Right. So that would be something that's like a sociable malware. So they'll act like there's somebody or they're that person, and then next thing you know, it's 50% off Ray-Bans, and that's not them. Right. That's where it comes with that. And that's some of the most common, weirdest computer viruses. Hector's not poor. Karina, hit us with a little bit of the history of computer viruses, if you can.
Bro.
A little bit of history. The history is not a lot, to be honest. It's pretty straightforward, and it's not that. I'm not saying it's not that interesting, but like,
it's not that interesting.
You can pretty imagine.
Think about what happens if your computer has a virus. Bam.
You can pretty much imagine like what it was. So basically, in 1971, this dude named
what isn't that Hector's born year? Anyways.
So 1970, this guy named Bob Thomas was, like fiddling stuff with this thing called ARPANET, which is like the predecessor of the internet, right? That's the thing before it, right? Predecessor. There we go. Sorry, yeah. So he was fiddling with some stuff, and then he created this fiddling, and then he created this thing called the Creeper system, or the Creeper virus, whatever you want to call it. And it was created by B&N Technology, which is pretty much like a bunch of nerds just working and trying to figure out what the internet was.
That was the nerds.
It was the nerds.
Shout out to the nerds.
And they're like, okay, what can we do with this newfound technology, which is like before the internet. Anyways, so he created the Creeper system, and basically what it was like it would self-multiply. Right. Not self-multiply. It would jump from system to system. Okay. And basically it would just show a message, and it would say, I'm the Creeper, catch me if you can. And it
serious fuck.
Like imagine being in the 7. Yeah.
I was like, fuck that shit.
You jumped on purpose, or was it the camera?
I'm gonna say it was on
the
purpose.
Camera.
Damn, this is camera.
Like me, like imagine being in the 70s and like you see a message being like, catch me if you can. I was like,
I would freak out.
I was like, no, please. I'm not going to be a nerd anymore.
Right.
And yeah, that's basically how he created the virus.
Nice. Fuck it. Hector, how about a couple quick facts, and then we'll go straight to the word of the week.
Well, quick facts. Well,
yeah. Oh, wait, one more thing.
You have some more?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I forgot. Look, so in response to, so it eventually became so annoying that they created a antivirus for that, and it was called the Reaper.
Oh,
she got scared again.
That's clean. I like that. The Reaper for the Creeper.
The Reaper for the Creeper. Here's with those stats, Hector.
Yeah, hit us with those stats while my camera freaks out again.
Why your camera stops freaking out? Because you're such a bitch like you.
Shut your poor ass up.
So you agree? Okay, heard you.
So you agree? You think I'm poor?
Good. I'm glad you agree. So here's some facts. The Morris is one of the first computer viruses that spread extensively in the wild in 1988. This virus pretty much infected it was so powerful because it infected around 15,000 computers in 15 hours, like that quick. And back then that was like most
a lot.
Not computers 1998 were they weren't that many. So the Morris was taken by the name of the guy who made it, Robert Morris.
Hey,
a couple nerds in college.
Shout out to the nerds.
Always the nerds in college.
Nerds.
There is an institute. Called the AV Test Institute, which is an independent research institute for IT security from Germany, and they guarantee tests at an internationally recognized level. As of today, they have registered 1,114,980,000 total malware in the interwebs. It's a lot. They
billion.
They register 350,000 new malware every day. Like they're constantly seeing things every day. So at least there's someone out there looking out for us.
Hey.
But I don't trust antivirus programs. I always feel like they actually bring on more viruses to me.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, like I feel like installing one would just attract them more to me. One of the best known viruses is
Damn, are you anti-vax?
That's such a big ass jump.
Yo, because that's low key. Because that's what people. I mean, some people think like if you use a vaccine, like that's something like the government trying to control, you, or you're gonna get like really really sick and die because vaccines usually have like a piece of the actual virus itself. So people feel like, oh, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
So are you anti-vax in that case?
No.
Oh, okay.
And when it comes to the computers.
Anti-vaxxer's computer.
I mean, they're all virus related. But yeah, sorry.
I mean, I'm a little concerned about this virus, this coronavirus vaccine. I'll probably wait out on it. I'm not gonna take the first initial batch.
I'm indecisive about it, to be honest with you. I'm thinking about it. Would you do it, Karina?
Crazy. Not right away.
What if it was
I'm
mandatory?
poor. I can't afford it.
What if it was mandatory?
If it was mandatory,
if it was mandatory, if they give it to everybody for free, then something.
I mean, it would. Yeah. If it was mandatory, they would have to give it to everybody for free.
Yeah.
There might be something wrong with it. They're trying to track us, bro.
Conspiracy hack.
One of the best known viruses is called the Trojan virus.
The what?
Gluptaba. I don't know how they say.
Bless you.
It writes to the computer into computers through like a Trojan, and keeps a low profile until you. That's the most known one though. I don't have any stats on it though. The reason that people say that Microsoft and
Apple?
PCs are more prone to viruses is
it's with the facts.
it's because the world pretty much owned a lot of PCs were a big thing for a long there's more PCs in the world than there are MacBooks. So
that means there's a lot more viruses.
There's a lot more
that Windows is prone to.
There's a lot more incentive for people to make programs that will affect PC computers. That's not to say that Microsoft isn't prone to it, but now not Microsoft. That's not to say.
My bad. They were more prone to traditional stuff.
That's not to say that Apple computers aren't.
Isn't.
So it's not like you can't get infected. It's just like they just weren't. There wasn't any incentive to do it. There wasn't any money in there. But now that Apple is actually so popularized and it's much more bigger, there is a higher incentive. So you might, you have to look out, take care of your Apple products because they could get infected. But people
because this is my guess. When it comes to Mac products, maybe retail stores might use it, not for a POS, which I don't know if people know what POS is. Not piece of shit, point of sale. But those POSs are mainly Windows or Linux base. Yeah. If you ever see them. Yeah. Because most programs are that's their base.
Yeah, because you can really build on PCs.
There's a lot of flexibility.
It's you can't really what's the word?
Customize.
It's like updating, upgrading, and you can't really tweak a MacBook like that unless you break into its systems and you have to hack into it programs, and you jailbreak a phone and stuff like that. You can do that much more easily with
PC and Android, so easier. That's why a lot of people love that shit.
Yeah, you have that flexibility. So that, but what I was gonna say, damn.
Macs aren't necessarily prone to viruses. There's just much more Windows and PCs. Yeah. So yeah.
Yes. So. Fuck, I'm blanking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. I think that's a good amount of facts. I feel like you hit them with the facts. No printer. How about you hit us with?
I don't know what that is.
Facts no printer?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's from Loyal by Chris Brown and Lil Wayne, except we don't really claim Lil Wayne.
You still claim Chris Brown? Disgusting.
Anyways, what is the word of the week, Hector?
Let's not touch that one.
Wow, you gotta say that? That's what you had to say? That's crazy. That's what you had to say? That's what you had to say? Let's not touch this one. Hector, what's the word of the week?
No. Before I give you the word of the week, our good friend Brian is so nice. Actually participated with last week.
Bars of the week.
Hey, Brian.
Bars of the week is coming up to you this week. We got bars of the week with Brian so nice.
This one was type ass, I remember. Yep. Say it.
Type ass?
Yeah.
Was it though?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a bold
Brian,
statement.
you've hit us with some good bars. I think that's a point where you could actually start rating them now. And this one, compared to the other ones, wasn't his best work, but we appreciate you.
That's
saying
crazy.
it's not crazy. Look, if you want to be real with someone and someone who's following us, you gotta give some critique and let them know this wasn't the best you did, and we were looking forward to the next one. Yes,
You hear that, Brian?
you heard that, Brian? But I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
He's a
I don't
crunch
think Brian's a
rap.
rapper either. In 2020, everyone talking about voter fatigue, but not about when she saw my boner. She was intrigued. I see what
You're telling me that was top tier.
No, look. He did say hashtag I tried.
He did try. He did try. I ain't saying he didn't try. I ain't say he wasn't trying. I'm just saying that wasn't his best.
And his hashtag was bars of the week with a question mark. So he didn't really,
It rhymed. It was
still
funny.
bars.
He didn't
It was
claim
funny.
it. He questioned it. He didn't claim it.
It was funny. It was funny though. It was funny.
Good effort.
Yeah, it
Appreciate
was good
it.
effort. Shout out to you, Brian.
The word of the week.
So this week's word of the week is. Can you guess? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you it's
If I swear to God, if it's fucking virus, I'm slapping you, bro. I swear to fucking God, bro.
It's antivirus.
We haven't recorded in almost 2 weeks, and we had enough time for this because I had to push it back. Karina had to push it back. I don't think Hector really had to push it back. The election pushed the shit back. I had to push it back again. What is it?
Trojan.
Okay, I mean, that's fair.
You want something better?
Nah, Trojan's good. I think Trojan's good.
What is it? What is it?
What's the definition? Oh boy.
An awfully bad malware or a really good condom?
Boo! Boo! Not wrong, but boo! All right, that's good. That's good.
You don't like it?
Nah, that's good. I don't think a lot of people have heard the word Trojan before, either than probably the condoms or Troy, and yeah, that's about it. That's cool. Yeah. Trojan is your word of the week. Brian, this is your time. Wait, did he use the word of the week in there?
Yeah, voter fatigue.
Oh, she was intrigued.
Where?
Right, there you go.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
2020,
got it.
everyone talking about voter fatigue.
Damn, I'm tight because I'm over here saying his shit was whack, but I remember it sort of. Fuck. I can't do that. That's not fair.
But not about you saw
guys,
my boner. She was-
What happened?
Nah, I'm just finishing.
You want to make a bar of the week just to make it up to Brian?
Do a bar.
Well, for voter
For
fatigue?
Trojan.
bars.
For Trojan.
I ain't got no skills in this. Sorry, I'm not going to participate in that.
I thought that he was actually trying this time, and he was just really disclaiming that he can't do it. Come on, Karina. You got this. You hope that it goes in. Gotta wear a...
Trojan.
You might as well just use that yourself, bro.
I was really hoping she was gonna say condom. Like, fuck it up. I thought she was gonna just fuck it up. I had no hope for her.
Oh, my God.
It's not fixed, it's broken, because Hector's using
Trojan.
I thought she was gonna say condom again. I have no hopes for Karina, bro. I don't want to get her pregnant. I better use a
Condom.
Oh, now you said it.
Yeah.
You see, we have no synergy because I thought she was gonna say Trojan. Like, come on, bro. Read the room.
Keep you on your toes. Keep you on your toes.
All right, guys. That being said, this has been another episode of the Zoom Internet Podcast. Please don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. On Instagram, toomuch.internet. On Twitter, at TMI Pod. Follow me at Thank You Eddin. Hector at _MixSwag. Karina at Karina is gonna be okay. Make sure you go to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell reminder. Make sure you are up to date with all of our videos. We are at 65 subscribers, and we're trying to hit that hundo by Enero. Right?
Got that one. Enero.
It was an American accent, but I did it. But that's a joke because that was really how I would say it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Check us out every single Wednesday on YouTube and all of your favorite podcast platforms. We will be here. We love you. Goodbye. Bye. I had to add in the E in it. All right, that's what you're gonna do? I'm gonna do the goodbye again. But you gotta do that. Everybody do that instead of saying goodbye. Ready? 1, 2, 3.